going to talk about a project today that is actually a 5-year project, but we're only 18 months into the project, so I feel like we've barely gotten started. But I hope you find something here that interests you. And if you are interested, we'd love to try and mold this project to make it even more interesting to teachers in Wisconsin. We already have quite a few teacher educators in New Jersey working with this system that I'll describe today. It's still under development. So I'm going to talk about how we are using a major video collection, primarily in mathematics education, to enhance teacher professional development in several disciplines. I'm working with colleagues at Rutgers University called the Video Mosaic Collaborative, and I'd like to acknowledge them. Carolyn Marr, in particular, from Rutgers, this project wouldn't exist without her because the video collection is something that she's responsible for developing. My 3 graduate students here at UW-Madison are my staff, and these are 4 PIs located at Rutgers University, and we have a number of other people working with us in the New Jersey area. So I'm going to talk today about putting the Robert B. Davis Institute for Learning video collection to use in teacher professional development. And this is a remarkable video collection, and inspired this project. Several researchers who have known Carolyn for a number of years hung around her house, saw all these videos in her library, and said, you have got to make these available to the public because it is a rather remarkable accomplishment over the years. She has, and many of us collect a lot of video, and over the years threw a lot of it in our desk drawers and so forth, and it's scattered everywhere. And her collection is beautifully maintained and archived. 3,500 plus hours of video from 20 years of research on children's mathematical development, research conducted by Robert B. Davis, who's now deceased, and Carolyn. One of these studies included a longitudinal study following students from elementary school to adulthood, and one of these adults is actually an employee on our project now. Cross-sectional studies in elementary grades in urban, suburban, and working class communities. Video collected during these studies following these students, and a longitudinal study of 2 cohorts of urban middle school students and after-school informal math learning from elementary to high school. So this is a remarkable resource, and the question we asked is how can we make this resource available, and how can we use this resource to promote better teacher learning. And so we proposed a project at the National Science Foundation, and these, after quite a lot of negotiation, story is we proposed 2 projects to the National Science Foundation, one to develop the video resource, and another to conduct research and develop teacher professional development. They said, well, we want you to do both of it, but you can have your choice of one grant or the other. So after a lot of negotiation, we decided these would be our project deliverables. It pushes us, but we can do it. Video resources, we want to make these video resources available for teacher professional development and also to researchers. We want to create adaptable video-based teacher professional development interventions, and we use a process called design-based research, which is an iterative process of trying to develop, use, and improve interventions over a period of time. So we're developing the interventions that utilize the video resources. We're developing an internet tool called Video Mosaic to deliver these video resources and also these adaptable interventions. And one of our issues is how do we represent these interventions so that they can be consumed and taken up by others. And we are exploring an approach that I believe is new to the field called workflow expressions, which we've adopted from the scientific and business communities, ways of representing interventions that can be understood but changed and adapted and made available to others. And we've also promised some research studies. We're not very far along on those yet. We've barely started this part. So we're going to then evaluate the effects of locally adapted video mosaic teacher professional development interventions on teacher reasoning, teacher beliefs about teaching, and teacher mathematics knowledge. And so our research right now is really focused very much on instrument development of assessment instruments for conducting these studies. So I'm going to talk today primarily about the Video Mosaic Internet tool and about some of the interventions we're developing. And I hope that this project interests you and that you'll have some questions and we can have some discussion. So I'm going to show you Video Mosaic so far and a faster way to get to it. This is the website, and I could certainly access it that way. The slightly faster way might be just to bring it up. So we'll probably make this more attractive and interesting as the project develops, but already you can go here, and a remarkable thing about this collection that probably couldn't happen today is that all of the human subjects rules were followed so that permissions to use these videos of these children it's fully legal to use these in public ways for the purpose of teacher professional development and research. And today we possibly could not obtain legal permission to develop such a collection. So the collection is actually remarkable in that we can make it available without coding or password protecting this internet site. So you can go to this site, and as we put these videos up, access them, make use of them, and with absolutely no charge at this point anyway. So we're in the process of putting these up, and there's a small collection available now, and we'll improve the search function as we develop this. But even now you can go and you can browse by content areas. We've put 2 content areas up, mathematics, combinatorics, probability, which is older students, and we're about to put a strand called fractions there as well. Now, some of our problems are kind of famous in our field, so we also allow you to browse by problem, and if you work with these videos, you'll soon know what the towers problem is, the Sculopoly problem, the pizza problem, and so forth. So that's something that a lot of people are familiar with. But let's just take a look at what these videos look like. The combinatoric strand. If I search on this strand, I get 15 videos at the moment, and there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes, a lot of real technical work related to archiving, and this colleague Grace Agnew, I mentioned earlier, has a great deal of knowledge about how to preserve and archive this video collection. And so there's a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes that has to happen for these to go up, and which is why it's kind of a gradual process. But if you search on this collection, you will get a list, and there's a great deal of metadata associated with each video. So here's the towers problem. You can ask for the video in Flash. QuickTime is my favorite. You can further browse the combinatorics collection. There's a great deal of information about when the video was collected, what it contains. There will be a transcript. There's a note here, transcript not currently available. We will provide transcripts eventually. So description, 11th grade students. 6th grade 11 students are exploring the towers problem, 4 high with 3 colors and other variations. The teacher, Carolyn, encourages them to keep challenging themselves to solve the problem, to convince her they've solved all variations. These are children that have solved that problem before. They solved this problem in the 4th grade. Now we're looking at them solve it as high school students, and they're doing something a lot fancier than they did in the 4th grade, but equally as interesting. So we have a great deal of metadata, and we are trying to create coding systems that will allow people in different fields to access and use these videos. I'm a psychologist. I teach a different kind of course. Carolyn is a math educator. She teaches math education courses, but we both want to use this video collection in different ways, so we're coding it so that anyone who uses it might be able to search. So I'll show you a taste of this. I like the QuickTime format. And So, as you see, it's not action, it's not exciting.